Oh, oh. Welcome to Meaningful Morning. My master, Pujaswami Tejomayananda, has shared. We are confused in considering all movement as progress. We tend to think because we're acting, because time is flowing, that is progress. Is it though? If we isolate America, and so many studies have shown that from the time of Martin Luther King Jr. being alive to now, there is more racism. Time has flowed, lots of technological development, but is that progress? The same with us. We say wisdom comes with age, and you've heard me say so many times, only old people say that to make themselves feel good. Wisdom doesn't come with age. It comes with reflection. It comes with meaning. Please don't confuse movement with progress. It is meaning that is associated with progress. In relation to chapter 18, in relation to the solar eclipse, I'm going to share a story with you. Once, Rishi Yajnavalkya, a great rishi, a great thinker, he was teaching a group of swamis, that is renunciates, and within this group, Raja Janaka was present, a great leader. And he sensed, Rishi Yajnavalkya sensed, the pride that these swamis had, a pride in their renunciation. Look at what I've given up. So Rishi Yajnavalkya, through his mystical power, made them all feel and see that their possessions, where they live and what's there, was on fire. They're all sitting, and they're all supposed to be learning, but there's that sense of ego, so he mystically created this scene. And all of those swamis, renunciates, they got up and started to run to their huts or their living spaces to protect this. What did Raja Janaka do? Nothing. He sat and he continued to listen and learn, even though he also saw it wasn't a hut that was burning, it was a palace that was burning. It wasn't stuff that was burning, it was the capital that was burning. And then Rishi Yajnavalkya removed all of this scenery and he tried to show how you look externally, what you've done externally, is irrelevant when it comes to tyaga and sannyasa, which are internal. Renouncing results, surrendering actions. This journey is within. It is for us to take steps within. And I'm sharing this in reference to the total eclipse today. Don't overthink it. Don't try to infuse symbolism into a natural happening. Appreciate the beauty, appreciate the nature. We overthink some matters, we underthink other matters. Right now, in reference to this chapter, Sri Krishna is sharing many, many, many specifics about results and actions. These specifics are vital because we're not oriented towards taking steps inside, we're only oriented towards taking steps outside. We clean our homes, we go to the gym, we manage our relationships. But what about your personality? What about shifting from dependent joy to independent joy? We need these specifics to take steps within. I had come across an article recently on the perils of intense meditation. This article was facilitated by NPR. The perils of intense medication. Meditation. Those who try to meditate in a passive way. What does it mean that it's passive? They use a recording from someone they don't know. They read a book that they don't understand. They're doing this in an ad hoc way. Then obviously, meditation is not going to help them. They're expecting it's going to help them, but it's only harming them. But anyone who meditates in an active way, there's a live sharing with a map they understand, and they are supported. That's why I asked all of our silence retreaters to share how they feel right now. Do you think any of them are scared? Do you think any of them are unhappy? Please try to appreciate how important these specifics are, these details are. I used the word granular last week. Otherwise, we will be those swamis who pride themselves in renunciation because it's all external. And will never become the Raja Janaka who has found security inside and is unconcerned with what is happening outside. Right now, Sri Krishna is flowing through why act. There were 3 factors. How this gets expressed into how act. There was another 3 factors. Then in verse 19, he shares that he's going to elaborate on jnana, karta, karma. He's going to start with jnana. Jnana in English means knowing. Right now, this is jnana. Another way to understand this is living. Living. Jnana is a reason to act. So in the next 3 verses, Sri Krishna is going to share why one should live. What one's purpose is to be. He starts with sattva. Sattva in the verse that's coming up. We've already come across this in chapter 13. In chapter 13, Prince Arjuna asks Sri Krishna, what is jnana? Do you remember the answer that was given? The answer that was given was values. What is knowing? When one is following through with values. Why should one act? Converting values into virtues. What is the purpose of living? To become more pure. Is everyone ready for this elaboration that's going to start now? We are in verse 20. Sarva bhuteshu yenaikam bhavam avyayam ikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajnanam vidhi satvikam. Joy. Yena, which means by which, a means. Sarva bhuteshu, in all beings. More is going to be shared in the second quarter, but I want us to slow, pause, make sure one knows where one is going. Can you share in the chat how many times in the Bhagavad Gita you've come across, and you can just guess, where these two words come together, sarva bhuta? How many times do you think you've heard this, read this? Is this the first time? 10 times? 50 times? Do you practice this? Feeling what's in all beings. When you interact with people, do you look into their eyes or do you look into their heart? Yesterday in the silence retreat, and that seeker is here right now, he had asked, why do the ego and body come together? And my answer was, to learn that they are not the body nor the ego. This is a way to feel all beings are students. Your ego and body has come together to learn you're not the body and ego. My ego and body have come together for me to learn I'm not the body and ego. So we're all students. Then how will you treat each other if you know they're a student and you're a student? Instead of competing, we will start to cooperate. Yesterday in our workshop, we announced the change in our terminology from Prithvi Seva Sangha to loving Earth. Loving Earth. Loving all beings who live on Earth, not just your family or community, but all humans, animals, plants, stones. What is inside of all beings? Eka. The one, bhava, reality, avyaya, that is unchanging. Ikshate, see this, but you can't see this with your eyes. See this through vision. We have gone through this framework many times, that the Dhamma, the center of all beings, is the same, that is unity, and this gets expressed as gunas and rupas and namas, that is qualities and forms and names. As you go about interacting, try to feel that the center is like this pure light, and then it gets through this prism into different qualities and forms and names. In doing so, just imagine how much more secure you will be with others. When you know another being has the same center, the same home as you, we will be much more secure. Third quarter, avibhaktam, undivided. Vibhakteshu, as if divided. In what looks divided, to feel the undivided. To feel this presence. Tat jnana. This is knowledge. Specifically, what kind of knowledge? Vidhi satvikam. It is knowledge that encourages quietness, which encourages silence. To go beyond deservership, to go beyond doership to being. This is a very profound verse. Please reflect on it. And I especially encourage you to do this because if you just feel this is the 50th time that I've come across this, you should ask yourself, are you living by this? That's why I keep trying to offer different reflections on the same two words. If it didn't work with suggestions 1 through 49, maybe it will work with the 50th one. From inspiration to application. Your application was for you to chart out all of the frameworks that are coming out in this chapter. Today's April 8th, and that means you began reading Bhagavad Gita's commentary from Swami Chinmayananda. You will eventually get to portions where Swami Chinmayananda himself has charted this out for us. Today's April 8th, which means 1 month from now, we celebrate Puja Gurudev's 108th birthday. Your application for this morning is, I want you to reflect on what your value triangle is. I began this verse sharing that knowledge is values. Imagine you had to select 3 values you think you're living by. Please identify what this value system is. Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Be safe today by not overthinking what is going to happen today. Be joy.